I recognize when I do that I have so much power, even to manifest great skin, and you can do it too. So I'm 59 years old and I'm regularly asked, what do you do to take care of your skin? And so I thought I'd make a video today to share my protocols. I don't want to call them secret, they're protocols and I'm happy to share them. But I want to plant a seed, first of all, at the beginning of this video. I want you to really think about the fact that your skin is the largest organ on your body, and everything you do is going to show on that organ. It's the external organ that we see. All the others are inside and hidden. That's why we don't really pay attention to them. But the skin is outside and it shows everything. So here we go. My don'ts and my do's. But before I do that, I want to give you a bit of a backstory. I come from a family where I am the eldest of 70 grandchildren, all suffered with eczema. Even myself used to, in the past, every month, a little patch of eczema used to come up in the spring. It's called disconnected eczema. And I've now learned eczema is a way of your body trying to cleanse. Eczema is a sign that there is definitely an imbalance. So my family, a third of my cousins had some form of eczema. The most extreme example was my little cousin Richard, or I'm saying little now, it's not so little, but when I was an early teen, Richard, as a 3-year-old, ended up in hospital. It was so extreme, so chronic, that his skin was just weeping. It was an open wound. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, you know, what is going on here? And what are the reasons that at the age of 3 he should end up in hospital with this chronic condition? And so I was asking why, and a download came that there's a connection in families, not only through their DNA, but through their habits. And it could be that what families have, what they share, this thing that is common amongst family, is their habitual eating. And so at a really young age, I became interested in nutrition. And that kind of set me on the path. So I have a family who, in their DNA or through habitual ingestion of certain foods, were ingesting the wrong things. And so I became very, very interested, and here we are. So that's a little bit of my backstory. My don'ts. Top of the list is I try as much as possible not to do stress. No stress. De-stress as much as possible, being aware of what my stresses are and trying to eliminate them and trying to decrease them and trying to limit them. If you're interested, I also have a PDF document in the link below that will support you in trying to identify your own stresses and helping you to eliminate them. So number 1, I don't do stress. I try to do it as little as possible. The other thing I don't do, which I've limited and cut out in my early 20s, is smoking. I was one of those people, due to peer pressure, or even pressure from peers, but it was just a thing that our gang, that our tribe did, you know, hanging in the clubs, in the jazz clubs of London in the 80s and early 90s, you know, smoking was a part of this image. But it was something I cut out really quickly after a couple of years, and realized it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. I was, you know, on one respect doing all these things for my health, and then the other I'm standing there with cigarettes. So it didn't go. It was not a holistic approach. And so smoking is something that I don't do. There are too many toxins there. We're compromising our lungs, you know, we're trying to oxygenate our body. We're trying to oxygenate our brain and our cells. So smoking and taking in all those toxins, it's not balancing up. So smoking is on the no-no list. The other things on the no-no list, which also shows up in your face, is hard liquor. Hard liquor and spirits. I'm not saying I don't have a cocktail every now and again. My preference is wine at meals, and even then it's really on special occasions. It's not an everyday thing as it had been in the past. I have to admit, there was a period where that was a crutch for me, but that's another video. So again, drinking is off the list. It's on the no-no list rather. So those are the top 3 things: stress, smoking, and drinking. The other thing I want to have on the no-no list, and this is one of the things I'm going to say the gurus don't tell you about, the skincare gurus don't tell you about, and this is kind of on a spiritual vibe, you know, it's about the metaphysics of everything. And even skincare, there is metaphysics of skincare. And I would say on my no-no list is bad-mindedness, or what we call in Jamaica bad-mindedness. And that is just negative thoughts, negative thinking, thinking badly of other people, just constantly being on a negative vibe. Again, if that's an energy field that you're holding, that's going to show through every single aspect of your body. Every single cell is either vibrating in an energy of edification, or it's vibrating in an energy of breaking down, you know. And so maintaining optimism, maintaining hope, maintaining faith, maintaining an energy of being someone who looks for solutions, you know, that's what I bring to the party. And so holding that vibration, again, as I said from the beginning, everything we do shows on this largest organ of our body. And so bad-mindedness is on that no list. Okay, bad-mindedness. Let's go to the do's, the things that I do. At the top of the list, and you all know this, and I'm going to challenge you all just to do a little bit more of this. It's hydration. It's keeping our body hydrated. Our body is 70% water, 70 to 80% water. This, all in here, all in here is water, you know, water is part of that. And so staying hydrated, keeping the body, keeping everything moving, flushing things out is such a huge part of it. So hydration, not only in water, but in fruits. Fruits hold a lot of water. So we're talking about fruit juices. We're talking about water with fruits. We're talking about smoothies. All of this is part of the hydration process of what I do. So keeping that, everything buoyant, you know, through water. Water holds everything up, you know. It does that when we're in a swimming pool or in the sea. It's holding us up. It's keeping everything buoyant, and it's keeping everything clean. So that's part of what I do. So the top of the do list is water, and then SSS, sleep, sleep, sleep. I don't oversleep, but I get one good sleep every day, and I'm a practitioner of early to bed, early to rise. It's just been part of my MO forever. My body clock, my circadian rhythm is so strong. You know, practicing good sleep hygiene, that means getting ready to sleep, getting off of the devices, really calming down the central nervous system. Calming down the central nervous system, that might be through your hygiene routine, showers, baths, that might be through stretching, breathing exercises, slowing everything down, all heading towards that time when I'm in bed, I'm relaxed, devices are off, my central nervous system is calm, so that I can drift off into sleep and have a good, for me, what's good? A good 7.5 hours, or 7 to 7.5 hours. And I'm a real early to bed, early to rise kind of person. That's kind of ingrained from my family, from my mother, from when I became a mother myself, and needing to have those early morning starts. So I'm a real strong believer in sleep, and it's been scientifically proved. It's not that I believe in it, it's proven. Our body needs to have action, and then our body needs to have rest. We have the yang, and then we have the yin, and I take that seriously. Otherwise, again, when you're stressed, when you're tired, it's going to show on your face. In sleep, your body is regenerating. In sleep, your brain is sorting through data, sorting through and allocating data into different regions of the brain. Sleep is so important, it's vital, and people are thinking that there's an option. We can choose to sleep, or we can choose to have less sleep, and thinking that it's not going to affect them. Again, remember what I said, everything shows through your skin, on your face. So really taking your sleep seriously, sleep so seriously, sleep. Green teas. Green teas are part of the hydration, but green teas, because they contain herbs, you have so many compounds and micronutrients that are included in your teas that, again, this supports the integrity of the cells. which is what the skin is made up of. So once you have integrity of cells through nutritional support, then again, it's going to show in your face. So green teas, because of the compounds and micronutrients that are infused into the water, and again, part of hydration. Jamaica, we have a tradition of bitters, and bitters is, again, herbal infusions that are concentrated. And again, it's something that has been a tradition of ours. It's part of the cleansing that we do through bitters, and these are becoming more and more popular now. I used to take bitters when I lived in the States. There's probably many brands now, but looking out in health food stores for something called bitters, which is about cleansing, and it's herbal infusions. Just behind bitters, face yoga. Muscles are underneath here. This is a muscle on top of here. So muscles all here. And so I practice face yoga. And there I am doing it, you know, massage, tapping, just waking up the skin, waking up the body, you know, in the same way that we maintain integrity of our body through maintaining integrity of muscle. It's the same thing we can do in our face. So face yoga. This is an interesting one because I have never really put faith into fancy creams and branded creams, and that's all because as a teenager I came across a book in the library which was written by an Indian lady, and which it was entitled something like Beauty from the Kitchen, something like that, and basically had all these recipes where you could go into your kitchen and get food and make all these creams and compounds and soaps and face packs and things like this. And so at a really young age I realized again, and it's become much more popular and well known now, that the compounds come from the food, and the food is how we nourish the skin. And whilst the best support of the skin comes from the inside, of course the outer layers can benefit also from the compounds and from the nutrients from our foods. But in the same way that it comes from the foods, it comes from the oils. So rather than using fancy expensive creams, I've been a proponent of, or a practitioner of, using oils. My African brothers and sisters will recognize the use of cocoa butter and shea butter, and so that's been a big part of my regime. The cocoa butter, castor oil, coconut oil, argan oil, olive oil sometimes, and neem oil, almond oil. The oils have been a part of my regime, mainly at night, so that they can really soak into the skin. The micro compounds in the oils soaks into our skin and supports the aliveness of our skin. So oils is part of that protocol, and that goes straight into one of the most important, which is nutrition. I've kind of been dipping in and out of it throughout this video, but nutrition is foundational. It's absolutely foundational. Everything we do, whatever we ingest, is going to show on our skin. And if we are ingesting things that support maintenance of our skin, it supports the building of collagen, it supports the cells. Our skin is at a basic level cellular. So if we are eating for cellular integrity and cellular strength, then it's going to show on our face. So nutrition, citrus fruits, minerals, vitamins, good fats, all of this is about maintaining cellular structure. Do the maths, it all adds up. So nutrition, kind of hand in hand with nutrition and feeding and nourishing myself comes fasting. I've been fasting for around 30 years now, regularly. I think I was a natural intermittent faster, not constantly eating throughout the day, but I also do extended fasts. And what happens with extended fasts is a magical thing called autophagy, where the body starts to eat itself. It's a cannibal. It starts to eat itself, and what it's eating are diseased cells, aged cells, old cells. It's taking away the rubbish out of our body, and that only happens with extended fasting. And you can link to a video that I did on fasting and autophagy. Is explained in that in more detail. It's magical. It's magical. So fasting is near the top of my list. What else? Foundational. Here we go. These are the surprises. These are what the skincare gurus don't tell you. Fasting supports your skin. Meditation supports your skin. Meditation supports everything you want to accomplish in life. Meditation accomplishes everything because you're able to focus, have laser focus. Once we learn how to use the mind in the most powerful way, we can use it to accomplish everything and anything. And I set an intention when I was 18 years old, and I give thanks to Nanny Laura. Give thanks to you, Nanny Laura, because your life set me on this path at such an early age. Your ailments, your illnesses, helped me to recognize that that's what I didn't want in my life. And so I set an intention that I would be healthy, strong, vital, and I would have a long, strong, significant life. And so I give thanks to my Nanny Laura for being the catalyst for that, and learning how to set intentions. And so I take into meditation, I have for many years, this vision of me being strong and vital and pain-free. I have an image of me on Negril Beach. I'm going to show it to you now at the age of, I think I was 22, something like that. And that's the image I hold. This is the blueprint for my life, being strong and vital for as long as possible, because I'm a grandmother now and I want to become a great grandmother. I have a new, shiny new granddaughter and I want to be there for her. I want to be vital. I want to be strong. I'll be running around in the park with her. I want to be playing with her for as long as possible. And then I want to be there for her daughter and her children. This is my intention. These are my visions for myself. And I take that into meditation. That becomes my framework and my blueprint for my life. I give apologies for the rumblings here where I am. Just wanted to make this video, and these are the circumstances. And now we reach number 1 on this list of my protocols for maintaining great skin. This is the one the gurus don't tell you about. Number 1, leaning into my God self, leaning into my goddess self, aligning myself with my higher self as a child of God. I recognize when I do that I have so much power, even to manifest great skin, which is just the result of making health and well-being a focus in my life and making it a priority. Because when we came here, the majority of us came here with a near perfect human body that was able to do so many marvelous things. Billions and trillions are being spent across the planet right now, where corporations are trying to replicate us. It's called robotics, it's called AI. But we were born with this magnificent structure. And when we recognize this and truly have appreciation for this, and when we lean in to our higher selves and our God selves, when we really truly give thanks, then we activate the power to do whatever we want, including making things that other people find very difficult, making it very easy. These are the downloads I've been given throughout my life, how to do things in this way. When we lean in to our God self, when we lean in, then the downloads come. And you don't need people to show you, tell you how to do things. You have the downloads, and this is what I've been blessed with. And I give thanks for that. I'm constantly in thanks. And I love that. Where I am in Jamaica, where we live, we just give thanks. We say we're doing something, give thanks. Give thanks is part of our MO. And so, yes, I give thanks that I am part of a God self, activated God gene, manifesting what I want here on life. And you can do it too. So, and it's never too late to start, because our body is constantly regenerating if we feed it the right things, if we feed it the good stuff. Our body, our cells are constantly regenerating. For those of you who made it to the end, I promised you something special. Below there is a code for going and finding my super smoothie recipe that I have used for nearly 30 years now. It's been upgraded. It's been upgraded as I learn new things. But I have had a smoothie recipe. I got into green algae when I was in my mid-20s, somewhere about there. Green algae and the power of really putting into our bodies at the beginning of the day all these micronutrients. I call it top loading my day with as many nutrients as possible, trying to get 25%, 30% in one sitting through one smoothie. And for those of you who stayed to the end of this video, link below. Let me think. God Gene, that's gonna be the code to get this for free. God Gene, GODGENE. As usual, giving thanks. One love, namaste. Hete pu. Giving thanks.